Okay, I hope I'm audible now. Um, this is the first time I'm streaming, so I'm not so sure. Hello, hello. There's a very bad noise coming. Hello. There's a very bad noise coming. Hello. There's a very bad noise coming. Um, I'm not so sure how to fix this problem actually. Hello. Streaming is difficult, man. Streaming is very difficult. Yeah, but we can try for some. Maybe I'll just close my windows so that. Yeah, maybe things are better now. I hope. Yeah, maybe things are better now. I hope. Yeah. Yeah, so the background noise is gone. Okay, so I'm playing some I am from Spain in this game. Let's think how we can develop our pieces. Yeah, G6 again seems quite a logical way to respond. It starts with D4. Um, okay, I'll just continue with G6 and develop my queen first. I think knight B6 and maybe I have some interesting ideas with knight A6 and then C5 next. Already C5 is a big threat because the B2 pawn will be hanging, but he plays the right move, I think. And now what can we do here? Maybe I'll go knight C6. No, knight C6 D5 is coming. So knight B6 first. I'll go F5, protect the E4 square, and also I'm looking at the A2 pawn. Yeah, queen B7 is yeah, I missed queen B7 slightly, but I don't think it's a big threat because I have bishop into A2. But then queen into a7, maybe I'm dropping a pawn, but yeah, shouldn't matter much. I think I'll be able to develop very quickly. I really don't like queen f3, to be honest. I think I can just take over there. Maybe bishop d5 first and then bishop into a2 was better. I play bishop d5. And now e5 maybe. Or maybe I can just develop my knight. f3 and then e4, d5 is kind of the thing is looking forward to, but I'll play e5 now, challenge the center. If e4, then I just take, and then rook into f1, check, king f1, and then I'll see what we can do over there. c4, yeah. What if e4 here? Or maybe I should just drop back my, I should just drop back my bishop up to g8. If d5, then I have knight e7. Yeah, my pieces are a bit cramped, but I don't really think that matters much. Okay, knight b4 seems more active. We should always aim for activity of pieces. And now c5 maybe. c5, then there might be bishop into c5, rook c5, queen b4, and then I can play bishop e7 maybe. So yeah, quite logical moves, to be honest. Knight d6 check is threatened, so maybe queen f6 here. Sorry. Maybe I can just go rook a8. I missed that move. It doesn't matter. Rook a4. If bishop f8, then I can just play queen f8. Okay, queen into b4 seems logical. Yeah, I'm in some trouble here. I really don't want to exchange pieces here, so maybe rook f7, but then d6 is coming. Okay, let's just play the move. Yeah, I'm a bit low on time and also in some trouble. I started off very good, but yeah, I think I shouldn't have played knight b4 and c5. I should have just brought my knight back to e7. What can we do here? Maybe queen to e6. I just missed rook f4, and then knight into c4 was there, I think. Maybe bishop g5. Knight b5 is there now. If knight b5, then I'm cooked, to be honest. Or maybe not king f8. Yeah, knight c7. Only moves, kind of. I need to be very, very resourceful here. But I don't see a move here, honestly. Knight c8. Yeah, this guy is really strong, I think. Anyways, the game was completely lost. So who is this IM, by the way? Ah, okay, I've played him over the board in Spain. He's a very strong guy, but in the over the board game I managed to beat him with the black pieces. But here I was a bit unlucky, I believe. So anyways, yeah, let's wait for the next game. And here yeah, I was just doing here. Yeah, the opening part went quite well, but of course I think I should have just gone for e5 here directly. That was what my intuition was saying, and I should have followed it. It's just as simple as that. But yeah, anyways. That was what my intuition was saying, and I should have followed it. It's just as simple as that. How do I remove my thumbnail actually? Okay, I'll look after the thumbnail a bit later. Um, okay, this is the next game, and let's see how we can start it. Another IM, I think. Okay, I'll just try to grab some space in the center. Maybe I should go for d3, I think. d5. I really don't like that move. Seems a bit awkward because it's exposing his queen very early on in the game. That maybe if he goes to queen h5, then it might make some sense, but here it doesn't on d6. Yeah, just bishop e2 I think is fine. Okay, so he's trying to go knight to f4 next. Maybe I can just castle and just after knight f4 I can drop back my bishop to d1. Seems a bit passive, but if it works, it works. Maybe I'll try to exchange off some pieces. Did I blunder something? Bishop into d6, bishop into a1, bishop into e7. No, I don't think I blundered anything. Should I? Is bishop into e7 working? It's very interesting, to be honest. Bishop e2, bishop f8, bishop f1. No, I don't think it's working. This bishop f3 is fine. Okay, bishop d1, then c3. If b4, I can play something like a3 at first. Okay, maybe I missed knight d5, right? Instead of bishop d1. There was a fork, but I don't know. He could have played e6, and after knight c7 there was rook c8. Maybe I'll play c3 here. Rook e1 maybe. f4. Bishop f3 is coming next. He doesn't have 95 anymore. Bishop f3. Rook d1. f5. Yeah. I want to exchange the knights, I think. Yeah, I don't like to exchange the knights. d6, yeah. Maybe g4. Knight is for bishop e2, and then d4 is coming. Yeah, I really don't fancy my position a lot, but it's tenable, I think. Again, I'm getting very low on time. Maybe exchange off a couple of pieces. Yeah, knight in b4, then he has b4, I think. Okay, the c pawn. Okay, bishop b5 is not a threat because knight f3 check is always there. Maybe I'll go for f5. Try to complicate the position a bit. Knight f3. think I have bishop f3. I try to generate some counterplay, but I'm not so sure it's working. I need to be very fast. Knight f5, knight c6 is coming maybe. Yeah. Oh no. Yeah, I missed it. Okay. Yeah, who was this guy by the way? He's not from the UAE, I think he's from either Uzbekistan or Kazakhstan. He's a very strong IM, I think. Yeah, anyways. 1 out of 3, not a very good start, but yeah. Let's see what we can do. I'm just curious about this position. Yeah, should be a draw, of course, but yeah, I should have brought back my bishop to d1. Yeah. This was already lost. I missed the knight f4 fork. Okay, an Indian FM. How can we start off this game? Maybe d5 seems like a very good option. Immediately challenging the center, and then knight d6 or c5. He's neglecting development a bit, I think. I'll go e5 first. He can go d4 next, so I think I'll go c5. Should I go d4? No, but takes and bishop a3 check might be a bit annoying for me. Knight c6 seems logical. His knight on a1 is kind of awkwardly placed, I think. Yeah, I think that's a blunder because I have bishop f5, but takes and then knight b4. Maybe he has enough compensation. I'll just play knight b6 first. Knights are pretty active and my e4 and c5 pawns are great. It's kind of a reversed Maroczy structure here. Should I go knight b4? Or maybe not. Maybe knight c7. I'll just play the typical Maroczy structure. I'll go bishop f5 here maybe. e4 is not so... yeah, I think he gives up the d4 square completely, which should not be that good. I land my knight on there. And take. If pawn takes, just bishop d7. Yeah, and I think I'm clearly better here. Just gonna go castle and then f5, f4 next is come. Okay, maybe bishop h3 was also there, I missed it. I played g6 maybe. I do not really like that move. f4 seems very tempting. I'll just go for it. If takes, I have an option of rook takes f4 or e takes f4. Rook takes f4 might be more aggressive, but even this seems quite good actually. Yeah, even after exchanging of the queens, I have some attack left on the board. f3 is a huge threat now, I think. He just allowed me to go f3, which is pretty good for me, I think. How do I proceed here actually? My position seems completely dominating, but somehow there is some work to be done. d5. Now knight e to check, bishop e2, and then bishop takes b2. Knight takes a8, rook takes a8 seemed interesting, but there's bishop f1, I think. So I'll just go take on c1. With bishop b5, then bishop into d2. I'll just go for bishop g5. Oh, but rook. What's that? Ah, okay. He's playing for tricks. But does that work though? What if I just play a6? What if rook d8? And just rook e8 is coming here. There should be something. Should be sure f4, no? But I can take here. Yeah, this is winning, completely winning. Unless I blunder big. Bishop d7, rook e7 check is there, so I need to be careful. I can play bishop here. And now takes. Now take over there, no. Rook e8, plain and simple. Takes. Completely forgot the fact that it's 1 second increment. I was always thinking it's 2 seconds increment, but it's actually 1 second increment only. Yeah, I need to be very quick, because even this game I was going to lose on time. Okay, so that was a nice game, but now we have like some break after 4 rounds. So I'll try to create the thumbnail over here now. I need to get back in shape to win some games now. Oh, it turns out that I was playing my good friend Aditya Varun Gampa. He's from Hyderabad. He's telling I missed some bishop a3 or something. Yeah, I'm just going to upload my thumbnail for this video. It's probably very simple and probably a piece of shit, but anyways, who cares? The next game started, so I'm just going to play it first. Okay, I'll start with e4 maybe. Again, play for the center first. And now g3 seems interesting, or d4 even seems interesting, but I'll go for g3, then f4 maybe. Challenging the center. Okay, I'll just take on e5 and now knight b3. Should I go for d4 directly, or should I play c3 and then d4? Okay, c3 and then d4 makes more sense, I think. Yeah, he plays a5. Trying to go this next. Who cares? I go for this. d2. Yeah, my king side may be a bit weak, but I have some really good control over the center. I'll take with my pawn, of course. g5, knight c4 maybe. Maybe c5 is coming up. Yeah, I missed c5. But maybe I have e5 here. Yeah, the game is becoming very, very tricky over here. But I just hope I'm not missing anything. Maybe 96. Okay, he has queen g6 check. Okay, I completely missed that check. That might be annoying for me. That will be annoying for me. Yeah, I have to take. There's no other option. Yeah, check. Now king c1. That was a really bad game by me. I need to take. Nothing else is there. And I need to take this as well. And to go knight d2. Yeah, just rook c8 check, and the game's over. Yeah, after rook c8 check. King d1, queen c2 check, king e2, rook a8 check. I'm just gonna resign after queen c2. Yeah. Yeah, I need to play some good chess now. I was actually playing better chess when I was sick than when I'm not sick right now. No, why did I save it? is better. Who is this guy? I think it's Bartel Matusia. He's leading with 4.5 out of 5. And then there's Rasmus Sven. Oparin is at 5 out of 5. Yeah, I really need to score some wins now. The problem is like many strong players, even very strong players, have very low rating. Okay, let's start off with this game, and not forget that it's 3+1, not 3+2, which I often do. Maybe I'll start with b6, attack the g2 pawn. Okay, I'll just protect my g7 pawn with knight f6. I can start with b5 actually. I'll take there. Should I take the rook on b1 or should I allow him to take it? I think I'll just play knight g6. what can we do now? I take there and play queen a6, I think. I'm trying to be a bit annoying for the c4 pawn, but I'm not so sure if it's really important for him to protect that pawn, but I just hope he loses some time in doing so. Knight f5, I can just castle it out, right? Yeah. g4. Wow. I wasn't expecting it. Just e6? Should be good enough, right? Okay, knight g7 and king g7, g5 is there, yeah? I missed it. But I'm not obliged to take on g7, right? Can take on g4, I believe. My king is going to be pretty safe after something like f6. No issues with that. Maybe I'll play something like bishop f6 here, but then knight h5 is coming. Interesting position actually. Queen to c4, bishop b3 is kind of annoying. But then I have queen f4. I'll just go for it anyways. Seems interesting. It's pawn grabbing, but I just hope I'm fine. Bishop b3, queen f4, and then knight h5, queen f5 is there. Then yeah, queen f5, and then he has to take on a5, otherwise it's gonna be in some trouble. Okay, he just missed queen into b1. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, this might have shocked him. Yeah, queen into f5, and then h3 was there, I believe. Like queen into f5, e5, and then h3, and maybe I'm in some trouble there. But yeah, I could have taken on f3 maybe, takes, and then knight h6. But then bishop g7 is coming. Yeah, would have been very, very annoying for me. But yeah, it's what it is. Okay, but queen f5, e5, h3. I had bishop into f3, f3, and then rook e8 check is there. Very, very important resource, I think. If king d1, then of course the f2 pawn is falling, and if something like king f1, then I don't know, knight h2, king g2, and my knight is getting trapped. So yeah, maybe I could have then just dropped back with my knight to h6, or even knight e5 was possible there. Yeah, knight e5 was there, so I would have been fine, and probably even better. Maybe not clearly better, because these bishops were like looking at my king very monstrously. These double bishops were very fiery, but yeah, he's not going to resign, he's just going to flag himself. Okay, an easy win, but I'm at 3 out of 6, which is quite a decent score. But yeah, I'll just go to the loo and come back soon. Okay, so I'm back. Erasmus is winning all the games here. He missed his opponent blunder knight f5 check. His opponent thought like he's going to play rook h1 mat, but instead like he's the one who's losing now. Lead one minions at 4 points here, 6 out of 6. Ecao is at 5 out of 6. Whom did he lose to, by the way? He lost to lead one min. Yeah, I was playing Hikaru in the previous Freestyle Friday. I wasn't streaming that tournament, and I was like almost winning against him, but then Hikaru being Hikaru, he tricked me in the end game. Okay, so what can we start with? Maybe knight f3 seems like a logical choice. d5 I can just go d4 probably. f5 I really don't like that move, to be honest. I think I'll just go b4 and now c4, bishop b3, and I think I can drum up some attack on this on that diagonal. He's going to play c5, so I'm just going to play c5 myself, I think. I know I'm making a lot of pawn moves, but it's to clear this diagonal. I think it's time to develop some pieces, like a rook e1 and e4 next. I'll just take the pawn probably. Queen a6. really don't understand that move. Maybe just knight d2 is fine. If queen a2 is there, yeah. I thought that was a fork, that was a double attack, but it apparently is not. But anyways, I don't think the a2 pawn matters that much. I just play rook e1 and try to ambush black on the king side. Now I can just take on f5 here. He can't take because of the devilicious bishop d3 check. Bishop d5. I think I can just take, yeah. Rook takes and now castles, probably. If rook e8, I can take and play rook 1. Knight g5 seems interesting. Yeah, I'm just gonna play it, but the knight b4 is coming, maybe. Never mind the noise, please. There's a truck that's going by, that's passing by me. I can play knight e4 maybe here. Oh, what a noise. I also have a threat of knight c3 and the knight into d5, which can also be very, very dangerous for my opponent. Can I take with the pawn, but then bishop c4 is there. Okay, I think I'll just take with the knight. That's safer. Still, the threat of knight c6 and knight c3 is persisting in this position. Also have something like bishop g4 coming up next, hitting the d7 pawn, which is quite hard to defend. Also maybe some ideas like bishop h5, g6 and then queen c3 is there. Yeah, bishop e4. Yeah, I'll just try to preserve my rooks. I have to take. Now e5 probably. I'm just playing for some tricks actually, because if he takes on e5 there might be something like queen c3 and bishop b3 next. Yeah, again, always this diagonal is very, very dangerous. You can just take, right? Take and queen c3. Maybe even queen e3 was... queen e3 was better. Shit, I missed queen e3. She wouldn't have had knight f7 then, because queen e8 would have been mate. Now it's a bit tricky, yeah. Maybe I'll play this. Still I should be winning. Rook e1, she missed rook e1 and rook e8 is game over next move. Sorry. Yeah, just rook into e5 and then rook e8 is checkmate. Yeah. Okay, that was a good game by me. Okay, I never heard about her, to be honest. Maka Putseladze, and I am from Georgia. But yeah. Okay, now I'm at 4 out of 7, which is quite fine, I think. Hikaru defeated Rasmus Wen. That's quite interesting. He lost quite a lot of moves with his queen, but apparently it's still good for white. Yeah, this is like a normal chess position, but yeah, it's. I think Hikaru missed something over here. Yeah, maybe something like a4 would have been a better choice for him, but anyways, he missed. He allowed black to play a4. Black got some counter play, but should have been a draw. But Hikaru being Hikaru, he just played his opponent. Yeah. Let's see what's up with Sergei Zikalko. Okay, Martin Alcantara won with the black pieces, I think. Yeah, Alcantara is like very stronger online chess. How do I just turn off the board sounds? Okay, yeah, that's better because the sound is very annoying, I think. Okay, next game. I'm playing some Indian WFM, but yeah, I'll check who she is later on. C4. Okay, I think I'll just start. I'll just copy her for some moves because C4 C5 seems very logical. 6. I'll just go B6. Yeah, it's very logical chess because it's developing. Now I'll just try to break the symmetry a bit. I'll try to strike on in the center first. Oh, okay. She's just trying to copy everything. Let's see how far she can get with this. Because if d4, then I can just take on d4 and then. Okay. Anyways. I'll just go castle. Yeah, the point is if she goes d4 here, I can take and then take the free pawn on c4. Yeah. f5, like threatening something on g7, but I can just simply play knight e6 here. And now my point is clear, like the knight on e6 is much better than the knight on c3, I think. It's doing a good job. It's near to the king, to the white king, and also it's defending its own king, yeah. I really don't like that move. I think there's something with d4. I think she should have gone for d4 herself to stop me from playing that. Can I play queen c6 now? Yeah, queen c6 seems logical. She has to play f3 or e4, both of which are quite weakening moves. Now I can take on e3, I think. Rook d8. Maybe rook e8. Ah, shit. I missed bishop e4. I completely missed bishop e4. If she plays it, I'm done for. Ah, okay, bishop e4, I have queen c7, thankfully enough. Ah, okay. That was funny. But still, like, if she takes on a8, then I have queen h2, and I don't really see a mate there. So I'm still in some trouble, but yeah, I think I can play knight g5. Which, yeah, the attack should be very devastating for her. Because I'm threatening a mate on h3 now, since the pawn is pinned. It can't take on h3. And her king is in a lot of trouble here. Yeah, I think it's a bit hard to find a move like knight g5 beforehand. Yeah, knight g1 kind of the only move. But I can play knight h4 now, I think. If knight takes h4, then bishop g3 is coming, picking up the queen. Yeah, should be winning. Yeah. Ah, okay, queen g2 is not a meta. I was almost going to play queen g2. Okay, I'll just take the piece on a free piece on f5. I could have gone for bishop f4 even. I missed it. Okay. Can I take on f4? Okay, I'll just play queen g3 check and then take on f4. Or e3, yeah. e3 is winning. Yeah, somehow it's very difficult to see the moves in freestyle chess. Okay, that's the 4th game, I think. That's the 8th game, and we have some break after it. So I'll just go and have some break, maybe. Rasmus is beating Bugor Rasulov. Let's see what Andrew Tang is up to. He's a really strong player at bullet, but yeah, seems like he's not having a good time. Who is this? Ah, okay, he's a very strong GM from Vietnam. Okay, he lost a pawn very early on in the game because of this intermediate check on f7. Something that he missed probably. But yeah, I mean, bishop f8 seems like a very very big blunder, I think. Yeah, and after that it's a piece of cake for GM to drive home the point. But still he messed up, I think, a bit. Yeah, black has a lot of counterplay. His light square bishop is very very strong here. I didn't the exchange of the queens though. Ah, okay. If he exchanges of the queens actually, then there's not much time to. Yeah, when black is the one who's pressing here, maybe rook f1 is the only way to hold. And after rook f1, e2 is there, no? No, e2 just takes f2. Yeah, this is a very tricky pawn game, to be honest. But most likely white doesn't have any breakthrough after something like g4 h6, so that's why the game is drawn. Let's see, drops stone. What's he doing? That's David Parafian. Three more rounds to go. Like, I do not really have very high hopes, but yeah. That was a really unbalanced game, but yeah, in the end game, as I say, if you have like 3 pawns for a piece in the end game, then it's fine. But in the middle game, the piece is more active, so yeah. In the middle game, 3 pawns versus a piece, the piece is always, it's most likely going to be standard. Of course, it depends on the position, but yeah. Okay, Srinath is playing. Okay. So two of very strong Indian players were paired against each other, Srinath and Nitish Belukar. Nitish is a very good friend of mine. I stayed with him in some tournaments. And by the way, he's also streaming the Freestyle Friday. We kind of started streaming together. I mean, at the same time, not together. Yeah, why kind of duet castling? Wait a second, isn't Queen c3 a big deal here? Queen c3. Oh, 95, yeah. He missed 95. And that was a few piece, and yeah, that was a. What happened here exactly? Yeah, apparently Queen d4 is not the best move. Engine being engine. Yeah, I think knight into e7 check, Queen e7, Queen d4. That was the way to go, because now bishop e5 is kind of forced because f6 can't be played, and if bishop e5 then just takes and takes b5, and now I think just bishop into f7 check is fine. It's winning, or even just rook c4 maybe, rook h4, and then this bishop is so dominating, and it's just curtains for black. e5. Okay. Ah, okay, missed bishop g7, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to face a very strong player now. I've won 3 in a row, and yeah, Sagan Samuel is the one leading right now, and Hikaru is at the second place, joined. But I think it's going to be Hikaru who's going to win the tournament again. Yeah, the goal of me playing these tournaments is not to win, but it's to just play against very very strong players and just practice high quality games. I was a bit off today while starting, but now I think I'm back in form. Okay, I'm playing Srinath. I think I'm going to start with f4. Should I go for g4 or should I play g3? I think g4 should be fine. Maybe d3 and e4 is next. I'll go knight f3 so that it doesn't have d4. I'll play d3. If bishop c3, bc3, I don't really mind because my king is not going to be that unsafe there. Just bishop d2. I think I'll just long castle. Knight e5 I'm just going to take and then play e4. E5 seems like a good move. What can we do here? Maybe take, but bishop into f5 is going to come then. Or I can just close down on the queen side. But is that going to be a good decision? Yeah, I think I'm just going to close down on the queen side. On the king side, I mean, in freestyle chess, the queen is on g1, so it's kind of like that's the queen side. Yeah, it's a bit tricky. I just take, and now maybe just play rook e1. e4 is coming up next. Oh, he plays d4. I can play e4 anyways. Maybe e3 was a better option, but Yeah, I like my position, to be honest. Oh no, I missed queen into a2. I completely missed queen into a2. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh no, oh no. Yeah, bishop b4 is the only move here. I already missed queen to a2. Just king b1. Sure. Yeah, these kind of blunders are seen very often in freestyle chess. It's really easy to miss such moves. Still, it's a bit tricky because if plays queen a1 check, king d2, queen to b2, I have rook b1, and then after he moves his queen, then I can take on f5 and then get into the a7th rank with my rook on e7. So it's still not over yet. He's thinking. Let's see what he comes up with. Knight c3 might be interesting actually. But knight c3 I have. Yeah, the knight c3. The point is after takes I can stop queen a1 mate. But maybe I have something there like knight d2 might be possible. It's very passive, but might be possible. Anyways, I think I'm just gonna take on e7, and now bishop f6 seems like an option, although should I take on f5 first? Yeah, bishop f5, and now bishop f6 maybe. I'm going to take the pawn on d4 next. If he takes on e1, then I can play either queen e1 or rook e1. So what should I take with here? Rook e1, bishop takes, pawn takes, queen here. Is this? Check. Yeah, I think I'll take with my rook. Takes this. Now rook e8 check. And f7. Queen b4 check might be possible here, but I'll try to come up with something. King c1. What's happening if I play king c1? Still not easy here. Still not so easy. I can take on d4, right? Yeah. Then take on here. Then should I take on d4 with the queen? Okay, I'll just play this. Take. What can we do? I'll play king here. Play this. This. Wait a sec. this should be winning for black, but I'll still try to. Bishop d5. Okay, I don't know why he didn't play bishop d5 for so long, to be honest. Now I have some counterplay actually. I can play bishop c6 maybe. I take over there, of course, and then play this. I'm queening with the check. It's not so easy to defend this position, of course, but I'll try. Okay, I lost some time, but yeah. Probably there was something, but yeah, it was a drawn position, but it's very difficult to defend. Yeah. Okay, it wasn't a draw. I should have gone for h4. Yeah, h4, and then it's very hard for black to progress here. Okay, allowing king h6 is apparently very fine for black, but yeah, I don't know, like something like h6 should be much better, because after bishop here, bishop here, I have no entry squares for my king, and it should be like easily winning for black. Oh, I was winning here. Oh my god, how did I miss f8 queen? What the fuck? I missed f8 queen. I thought that after this is getting my queen, and thus it's just. Oh my god. Okay, the next game is on. I didn't. Oh, the next game was on. I'm already a minute late to the game. That's why I shouldn't be analyzing my previous game. Okay, I'll play e5. Oh, I already dropped a pawn. Not so sure if it's worth taking though. And play c5 maybe. b6. Maybe bishop d6. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing, to be honest, but I'm trying to do something. I think rook c8 back is the best move I have. No, f6. Kind of attacking the pawn, but he missed it, I think. Bishop into c4. I'll take there. Knight c7 probably, but okay. Is attacking my g6 pawn. I play f5 first. Yeah, still my position is in ruins, but take c4 is kind of forced. But he can take on c8 and then take on e4 with the queen. But then I have queen c5 check here. I don't like this move that much, but what can I do? Maybe I take there and then knight f6. e5, queen d5 is there. Oh. Yeah, knight g4, just queen g5 check and picking up my knight. So I have to play knight h5, no other choice. I'm just holding on by a thread in this position. To take. I hope he plays queen g5 check and queen into g7, since there's rook g8 and then the g2 will be hanging. Please, queen into g7, queen in, okay, he saw it. I'll play king b8 next maybe. Also queen into a2 is an option, although I am not really concerned about that pawn, but I'll take it since it's for free. Queen g5. I'll just play queen g8. Oh, what's up? It's a dumb way to protect the pawn, but it's a pawn, so I need to protect it. What's that? Okay. I think I'll have to play queen e6. Rook e8. Here. Rook here. And my king to b8 probably. Oh no. A very long time. Okay, missed it. This is going to be a draw. Yeah, I'll try. don't know why it's still playing. Yeah, that's true. Okay, I'm playing a strong Israeli grandmaster, Viktor Mikhalevsky, who was a former trainer of Arjun Erigasi actually, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, both of us killed our. He killed his dark square bishop and I killed my light square bishop. It's trying to go for d4, but apparently it's not working now. We need to just knight f4 is coming. We'll play d3. And on f5. Take there. And then g3. It's pretty funny symmetrical pawn structure, but I'm trying to go for bishop h3 check next. It's queen d2 maybe. Can I play rook h1 and just try to bamboozle him down the h file? I could have done that actually, but maybe like my bishop on a1 should have been like nearer to the king side, then it was possible. But now I don't think it's really that feasible. Stopping d4. Maybe I'll try to reroute my bishop. I play knight e to knight c4 maybe. Should have done that earlier, I think. didn't see that coming. Bishop f3 is working, right? Oh no, fg3. I completely missed it. fg3 and then gf2 check is there. Oh, thank god he missed it. But still, if I play queen h4, there's the same thing happening. Oh, my queen is getting trapped, I think. Still, I'll go for it. Queen g4, bishop d7, queen h4, and now takes. I can maybe play. Oh, I see some tactics. He has to move his king. Otherwise, if he plays rook f7, that's queen f7. d6. Well, I could have just taken on h3, right? On g3, I mean, because anyways. But there are tricks in this position that might favor me. Rook here, but now rook f6 is coming, right? Shit. I have to play this. And this. Maybe I had king e3. Still, the game isn't over yet. Knight f5. He has to work with the rook, I think. Or rook f7. Oh. Knight into h6, yeah. And now knight into f7, I think. King here. And now this. There is no rook g1 check. Shit. Have to play this. King e1. Okay, it's time to resign. Let's still try. Okay, yeah, not the best Freestyle Friday for me, but I don't know. All games are over, right? Yeah. Okay, so Iko is the champion as usual. And I can something like not so sure. '74th. Not bad actually, but because there are a lot of very strong players in this tournament. Yeah, Mikhailev's kind of outplayed me in this structure, but bishop f3, I thought just this, and it's losing for me. Yeah? fg3. The d8 rook is hanging. Okay, yeah. Even now, just fg3 is hg3 is fine for me, but I played queen e7 check this, and now knight d6. Knight d6 was the blunder. I think just hg3 is pretty much fine here. Even fg3 is possible here. rook 8, then just queen into d6. If this, then this is coming, and here knight d6 is there, I think. Even just queen h6, the engine says it's fine for white. But yeah, what happened in the game is pretty interesting. I missed rook into f3 check. The point is after king into f3, there's bishop g4 check, discovering my queen, and I'm losing. But yeah, king e2 was the only move. Queen c7, rook g1, knight f4 was a mistake here. Rook f8, knight f5, blunder, and here I was winning. Queen into f7 was the best move, but yeah, it's hard to understand here. And the point is after queen h4 check, the rook is falling, and if king g8, then rook bf1, and his king is very weak, that's the point. Yeah, knight f7, and after that I was completely lost. Yeah. Anyways, he got won the tournament, and Savian Samuel is second, and then Lee Tuan Min is third. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the stream. I'll be back in the next week again, and I hope I'll be playing better chess that time. And yeah, have a nice night, day, evening, morning, wherever you're from, and thank you for joining. See you next time. Hare Krishna.